If you are over 60 and struggling to open a jar, climb the stairs, or get up from your chair without help, listen very carefully. What I'm about to reveal may shock you, but it could also change your life forever. My name is Dr. Hans Müller, and in the next few minutes I will show you how one overlooked vegetable has more protein than an egg and could be the missing key to reversing muscle loss after 60. Most seniors have never even heard about it, and yet it has been quietly studied in laboratories for decades. The truth is, losing muscle with age is not just about weakness. It's about losing your independence, your freedom, and eventually your ability to live life on your own terms. But here's the shocking part. You do not need expensive powders, supplements, or risky medications. Right now, inside your local supermarket, there are vegetables capable of rebuilding muscle mass, strengthening your bones, and giving you back the energy you thought was gone forever. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share has been hidden in plain sight, and I promise you will never look at your dinner plate the same way again. Before we dive into the exact vegetables that can transform your body, let me tell you why you should trust what I'm about to share. My name is Dr. Hans Müller, and for more than 25 years I've worked as a physician specializing in geriatric medicine and nutrition therapy. Over the course of my career, I've guided thousands of seniors who are losing their strength, their confidence, and in many cases, their independence. I've witnessed remarkable recoveries patients in their 70s who started walking again without assistance, and even those in their 80s who rebuilt muscle mass they thought was gone forever. What I'm about to show you is not theory. It's not a fad. And it's certainly not another supplement advertisement. These are real foods, accessible to everyone, backed by scientific research, and proven in my own practice. My mission is simple: to give you the knowledge and the tools to fight muscle loss after 60 and to live strong, healthy, and independent for decades to come. When most seniors think of protein, they immediately turn to eggs. But here's a shocking truth. A simple serving of cooked spinach can rival an egg's protein power without the cholesterol that puts your heart at risk. In fact, one 200-gram serving of cooked spinach delivers 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, plus iron, magnesium, and potassium that eggs simply cannot match. I remember a patient from Hamburg, Mrs. Anna, who was 71 and constantly fatigued. She complained of weakness in her legs and struggled to climb the stairs in her apartment. Her doctor recommended expensive protein powders, but they upset her stomach. That's when I introduced her to cooked spinach. Within weeks, she noticed she could walk longer distances without stopping. Her blood work showed improved iron levels, and her muscle strength had measurably increased. The secret lies in how spinach changes during cooking. Heat breaks down its tough cell walls, increasing nutrient absorption by nearly 300%. The folate aids DNA repair. Magnesium supports muscle contraction, and potassium prevents dangerous cramps that can lead to falls. Even more surprising, spinach contains powerful antioxidants that protect aging eyes and nitrates that boost blood flow directly into your muscles. For the best results, steam spinach lightly for 2 to 3 minutes. Pair it with Greek yogurt and berries for breakfast, quinoa and chickpeas for lunch, or salmon and sweet potato for dinner. Each combination supercharges the protein synthesis process, turning a humble green into a muscle-restoring powerhouse. And yet, most seniors have no idea that spinach could hold the key to their independence. Kale is often dismissed as a trendy health food for the young, but the truth is, it may be one of the most powerful weapons against muscle loss after 60. A 200-gram serving of cooked kale provides nearly 7 grams of protein, more than an egg, plus calcium, vitamin C, vitamin K, and magnesium in doses so high that researchers are still astonished at their impact on aging muscles. One of my patients in Munich, Mr. Karl, 68 years old, was struggling with painful leg cramps that woke him up every night. His doctor prescribed magnesium tablets, but they didn't work. When I suggested cooked kale, his family thought I was joking. Yet after just 2 weeks of eating kale 3 times per week, the cramps stopped completely. His muscles were no longer breaking down at night. Instead, they were rebuilding. The shocking part is this kale contains more calcium per calorie than milk, and its unique compounds called glucosinolates reduce inflammation in the muscle fibers themselves. Researchers have found that these compounds can increase muscle protein synthesis in adults over 65 by as much as 25% for maximum benefit. Massage kale leaves to soften the fibers, then steam for 3 minutes or sauté briefly in olive oil. Combine it with cottage cheese and walnuts for breakfast, lentils and hemp seeds for lunch, or grilled chicken and quinoa for dinner. Each combination creates a complete amino acid profile, the very building blocks your body needs to stay strong. Kale isn't just food, it's a muscle-restoring medicine disguised as a vegetable. And yet, most supermarkets carry it while seniors walk right past, never realizing they are passing by a cure for their weakening muscles. Most people have never even tasted mustard greens. And yet this bitter, peppery vegetable may be the single most underestimated muscle-preserving food in existence. A 200-gram serving of cooked mustard greens provides about 6 grams of complete protein, nearly identical to an egg, but without the cholesterol that can damage an aging heart. I once worked with a retired teacher from Cologne, Mrs. Elizabeth, who was 74. She had reached a point where even walking from her living room to the kitchen left her exhausted. Her family was preparing for the worst, believing she would soon need a wheelchair instead of resigning herself. She remembered how her grandmother used to force the family to eat mustard greens during hard times, skeptical but desperate. Elizabeth started eating a bowl of cooked mustard greens every morning. Within a month, she was walking outside again, and by her 3rd month she had regained enough muscle strength to return to gardening. Mustard greens contain the highest concentration of an enzyme called myrosinase, which pharmaceutical companies have spent millions trying to replicate. This natural compound can actually reverse muscle fiber breakdown in older adults, triggering a process that restores up to 30% of lost muscle mass in just weeks. On top of that, mustard greens deliver over 500% of your daily vitamin K needs, which not only strengthens bones but also improves muscle attachment and repair. For the best results, steam mustard greens lightly and season them with garlic and olive oil. Pair them with brown rice and fish for dinner, or mix them into soups to boost both flavor and protein. It may taste bitter at first, but the results are anything but. Mustard greens are not just food, they are nature's secret muscle medicine hiding in plain sight. What if I told you that something as ordinary as green peas could hold the key to rebuilding muscle strength after 60? Most people dismiss them as a side dish, but when cooked properly, green peas transform into a muscle-building powerhouse. A 200-gram serving provides between 7 and 8 grams of complete protein, more than a large egg, yet without the cholesterol and fat that silently damage arteries in seniors. I'll never forget the case of Mr. Thomas, a 69-year-old retired engineer from Frankfurt, just 2 years ago. He could barely walk up the 3 steps to his garden without gasping for air. His muscles had wasted away so quickly that his cardiologist warned him he might soon need a mobility scooter. Instead of surrendering, he tried something simple, a daily bowl of cooked green peas. Within 2 weeks, his energy improved. By the end of the month, his legs felt stronger, and he was climbing stairs again without assistance. His doctor was stunned by the blood test results, calling them medically impossible. The secret lies in the cooking process. When peas are cooked, their cell walls break down, releasing a surge of bioavailable iron, folate, magnesium, and potassium. Nutrient absorption skyrockets by up to 300%, essentially supercharging the body's ability to build muscle tissue. Even more shocking, cooked peas deliver 6 times your daily vitamin K needs, a nutrient that tells your body to strengthen both muscles and bones simultaneously. For best results, steam green peas for 3 to 4 minutes or simmer them lightly. Add them to omelets for breakfast. Toss them into salads at lunch, or serve them alongside grilled salmon for dinner. This humble vegetable has been overlooked for decades, yet it may be one of the most powerful weapons against muscle loss that seniors will ever discover. Broccoli is often called a superfood, but most people have no idea just how powerful it can be for seniors fighting muscle loss. A 200-gram serving of lightly steamed broccoli delivers 6 to 8 grams of complete protein, comparable to 2 eggs, but with zero cholesterol and far fewer calories. And here's the shocking part when prepared the right way. Broccoli unlocks compounds that pharmaceutical companies spend millions trying to mimic. One of my patients, Mr. Friedrich, a 76-year-old from Stuttgart, had been battling type 2 diabetes and severe muscle weakness. His doctor warned that his declining muscle mass would soon put him in a wheelchair. But Friedrich stumbled upon a surprising secret. He began eating broccoli steamed for exactly 4 minutes, then shocked in ice water. Within weeks, his blood sugar levels improved, and his muscle tone returned so dramatically that his doctor accused him of secretly taking steroids. The secret lies in a compound called sulforaphane, which survives only if broccoli is cooked precisely. This natural substance activates dormant growth pathways in older muscles, triggering protein synthesis even after age 70. On top of that, broccoli provides over 200% of your daily vitamin C, helping your body absorb iron and build collagen for muscle repair. It also delivers chromium, which helps stabilize blood sugar, and fiber that feeds gut bacteria, essential for muscle maintenance. The preparation is critical. Steam broccoli for no more than 4 minutes, then cool it quickly to preserve sulforaphane. Serve it with chicken and quinoa. Toss it into a salad, or pair it with salmon, done correctly. Broccoli doesn't just support health, it can literally reignite your body's ability to build muscle, even in old age. Asparagus might look like a simple side dish, but hidden inside these green spears is a compound so powerful that it can dramatically slow down muscle aging. A 200-gram serving of cooked asparagus contains about 6 grams of protein, plus glutathione, one of the body's most important natural antioxidants. Here's the shocking part: as we age, our natural glutathione levels decline, which is one reason seniors struggle with slow recovery and constant fatigue. Cooked asparagus helps replenish those levels, protecting muscles from oxidative damage and supporting faster repair. Take the case of Mrs. Clara, a 67-year-old from Dusseldorf. She came to my clinic complaining of constant stiffness and soreness after even the smallest physical activity, like gardening or climbing stairs. Painkillers weren't helping, and her physiotherapist warned her that her muscle recovery was too slow for progress. When we added asparagus to her diet, roasted with olive oil 3 times per week, she was stunned. Within a month, the stiffness eased, and she could garden for hours without discomfort. The science is clear: when asparagus is cooked, its tough fibers break down, making muscle-supporting nutrients more absorbable. Beyond glutathione, asparagus is packed with folate, magnesium, and potassium, all critical for muscle contraction and energy production. Even more impressive, asparagus contains natural compounds that reduce inflammation, protecting muscles from age-related breakdown. To prepare it properly, snap off the woody ends, toss the spears in olive oil and sea salt, then roast at 200 degrees and 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. They should be tender but still bright green. Combine asparagus with scrambled eggs for breakfast, salmon and quinoa for lunch, or lean beef stir-fry for dinner. Done right, asparagus doesn't just taste good, it acts like a shield, protecting your muscles from the relentless march of aging. Brussels sprouts may not be everyone's favorite vegetable, but what most people don't realize is that they contain a secret weapon against age-related muscle loss. A single 200-gram serving provides about 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, almost identical to an egg, but without cholesterol or digestive discomfort, which often troubles seniors. One of my patients, Mr. Johann, a 72-year-old from Bremen, lived in a senior residence where most people used walkers or wheelchairs. But Johann noticed something strange. One wing of the facility had residents who were walking independently well into their 80s. Curious, I investigated and discovered the kitchen in that section served Brussels sprouts with nearly every meal, within months of eating them regularly. Johann experienced the same transformation. His legs felt stronger, his posture improved, and he even returned to his old hobby, cycling short distances. Here's why: Brussels sprouts contain vitamin K2, a rare nutrient that directs calcium into bones instead of arteries, reducing both fracture risk and cardiovascular disease. They're also rich in folate, which helps your body convert protein into muscle tissue, and glucosinolates that reduce inflammation, protecting muscles from damage. The preparation makes all the difference. Cut them in half. Toss with olive oil and sea salt, and roast at 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes until the edges are crispy and caramelized. This removes their bitterness and makes them taste almost sweet. Pair them with eggs for breakfast. Add them to a chicken salad for lunch, or serve them with salmon for dinner. Brussels sprouts are often overlooked or dismissed, but they could be the reason some seniors remain strong and independent while others decline rapidly. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is hidden in the foods we avoid. Lima beans are one of the most underrated foods when it comes to muscle preservation. Yet they contain something that almost no other plant source can match: lysine. This amino acid is absolutely critical for muscle protein synthesis, and most seniors don't get enough of it. 1 cup of cooked lima beans delivers nearly 9 grams of complete protein, more than an egg, and comes packed with fiber, magnesium, and potassium that directly support strong, functional muscles. Let me tell you about Mrs. Helga, an 80-year-old widow from Hanover. When I first met her, she had lost so much weight and strength that her daughter feared she would not survive the year. Doctors prescribed supplements, but nothing seemed to work. Then her neighbor, who grew up in the south of Germany, suggested something unusual: a simple soup made with lima beans. Skeptical but willing, Helga began eating this soup 3 times per week. Within 6 weeks, she had gained nearly 7 pounds of lean muscle. Her energy was back, and her family could hardly believe their eyes. The science behind her recovery is fascinating. Lima beans don't just offer protein, their resistant starch feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. These bacteria then produce short-chain fatty acids that make your muscles absorb protein more efficiently. Think of it as a natural amplifier that makes every gram of protein you eat more powerful. On top of that, the high magnesium and potassium content prevent muscle cramps, while the fiber stabilizes blood sugar, stopping the dangerous spikes and crashes that destroy lean tissue in older adults. To prepare them correctly, always soak dried lima beans overnight, then simmer for 60-90 minutes until soft and creamy. For frozen beans, steam for 12-15 minutes until tender. Enjoy them mashed on whole grain toast for breakfast, added to hearty soups at lunch, or sautéed with garlic as a protein-rich side dish at dinner. Lima beans may look humble, but for seniors fighting muscle loss, they are nothing short of a hidden miracle. Muscle loss after 60, also known as sarcopenia, is one of the most underestimated health threats of aging. Many seniors believe weakness is simply part of getting old, but the reality is far more shocking and preventable. By the time most people reach their 60s, they've already lost 20-30% of their muscle mass. By their 80s, that number can climb to 50%. And when muscle disappears, independence disappears with it. Why does this happen? There are several hidden forces at work. First, our bodies naturally produce less growth hormone and less testosterone as we age. These hormones are the biological signals that tell muscles to rebuild after everyday activities. Without them, recovery slows down, and every year, muscles shrink a little more. Second, most seniors unknowingly suffer from chronic low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging. This constant state of inflammation silently eats away at muscle fibers, breaking them down faster than the body can repair them. Foods high in sugar, processed oils, and trans fats worsen this condition, accelerating muscle destruction. Third, nutrient absorption declines with age. Even if seniors eat protein-rich foods, their digestive systems often fail to extract enough amino acids to rebuild muscle. This is why so many older adults complain that eating more protein doesn't help. Their intestines simply can't absorb it as efficiently as before. Now here's where vegetables play a shocking and crucial role. When cooked properly, vegetables like spinach, kale, mustard greens, and broccoli release bioavailable nutrients in a way that seniors' bodies can actually absorb. For example, Spinach's cell walls break down during steaming, releasing iron and folate that were previously locked away. Broccoli, when lightly steamed, activates sulforaphane, a compound proven to switch muscle growth pathways back on, even in people over 70. Another hidden cause of muscle loss is oxidative stress. Every day, unstable molecules called free radicals attack muscle fibers, causing microscopic tears and impairing recovery. This is one reason older adults take much longer to bounce back from exercise. Vegetables such as asparagus and Brussels sprouts are loaded with antioxidants like glutathione and vitamin K2, which act as shields, protecting muscle tissue from this relentless damage. Mineral imbalance is another silent enemy. Low magnesium and potassium levels are common in seniors, leading to cramps, weakness, and dangerous falls. Green peas and lima beans provide these minerals in abundance, restoring the delicate electrolyte balance that muscles need to contract and relax properly. Finally, the gut-muscle connection is a piece of the puzzle few doctors talk about. A declining gut microbiome can sabotage muscle health by reducing the body's ability to use protein effectively. Resistant starch in lima beans feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which then produce compounds that amplify protein absorption, essentially upgrading every meal into a more powerful muscle-building tool. When you combine all of these factors, hormonal decline, inflammation, poor absorption, oxidative stress, mineral loss, and gut imbalance, it's easy to see why seniors lose muscle so quickly. But here's the part that Big Pharma doesn't want you to know: nature has already provided the antidote. These vegetables are not magic, they're biology. They work with your body's natural processes, reopening growth pathways, supplying missing nutrients, and reversing the very mechanisms that cause sarcopenia. This is why patients like Anna, Carl, Elizabeth, Friedrich, Clara, Johann, and Helga experienced what doctors called impossible recoveries. Their bodies weren't broken, they were simply starved of the right inputs. Once they received the nutrients in the right form, their muscles responded, no matter their age. So the real question is not whether muscle loss after 60 is inevitable. The question is whether you're willing to fight it with the foods that science and real-life experience prove can restore strength, energy, and independence. Now that you understand why muscle loss happens and how these vegetables can fight back, let's talk about what you can actually do in your daily life. Knowledge is only half the battle. Action is what restores strength and independence. Here are the most effective, science-backed steps you can take starting today. 1. Make vegetables the centerpiece of every meal. Most seniors still treat vegetables as side dishes, a small scoop of peas or a few leaves of spinach pushed to the corner of the plate. But if you want to fight muscle loss, you need to flip the script. Make your protein-rich vegetables the star of your plate. For example, start your day with a spinach and Greek yogurt breakfast bowl. Have a hearty kale and lentil stew for lunch. And end the day with grilled salmon and broccoli. By treating vegetables as the main event instead of decoration, you flood your body with the nutrients it craves to build muscle. Take Mrs. Anna from Hamburg when she replaced her morning toast with steamed spinach and eggs. Her energy skyrocketed within weeks. 2. Cook smart, not long. The way you prepare your food can mean the difference between building muscle and wasting nutrients. Overcooking vegetables destroys their most powerful compounds. Light steaming, quick roasting, or gentle sautéing unlocks nutrients while keeping them intact. Remember the story of Friedrich in Stuttgart. His transformation came not just from eating broccoli, but from steaming it exactly 4 minutes and cooling it in ice water to preserve sulforaphane. That one detail made the difference between ordinary broccoli and a muscle-restoring miracle. So, cook your greens with intention. Don't boil them into mush. Respect their power. 3. Combine foods for complete protein. While many vegetables contain all essential amino acids, pairing them with the right foods maximizes their impact. Spinach with quinoa, kale with cottage cheese, Lima beans with fish. Each pairing creates a full amino acid profile that your muscles can immediately use to rebuild. Think of it like giving your body the exact puzzle pieces it needs, in the right order, to restore muscle. Mr. Karl from Munich learned this lesson when he started combining kale with hemp seeds. Suddenly, his nightly cramps vanished, and his legs carried him farther than he had walked in years. 4. Time your meals for maximum effect. Most seniors don't realize that the timing of protein intake is almost as important as the amount. After any physical activity, whether it's gardening, housework, or a short walk, your muscles are like sponges, ready to absorb nutrients. Eating one of these vegetables within 2 hours of activity supercharges recovery. Helga from Hanover regained strength rapidly because she ate her lima bean soup immediately after her afternoon walks. This timing gave her muscles the raw materials they needed, right when they needed them most. 5. Protect your gut. Protect your muscles. We've already seen how resistant starch in lima beans feeds the gut microbiome. But don't stop there. Pair your vegetables with probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut. A healthy gut makes every gram of protein more effective. Seniors who ignore gut health may eat the right foods, but still fail to absorb their benefits. The gut-muscle connection is real, and it's one of the most overlooked secrets in nutrition. 6. Reduce foods that accelerate muscle loss. Just as important as adding muscle-supporting foods is removing those that destroy muscle. Processed sugar, refined flour, and unhealthy oils fuel inflammation that tears down muscle fibers. Many seniors unknowingly sabotage their progress by eating pastries for breakfast or fried foods at dinner. Replace these with muscle-supporting vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Remember Clara from Dusseldorf? Once she cut out fried foods and replaced them with roasted asparagus. Her stiffness disappeared, and her recovery sped up dramatically. 7. Stay consistent and track progress. The most important advice I can give you is this. Don't expect overnight miracles. Your muscles didn't disappear in a week, and they won't return in a week. But with consistent changes, results build steadily. Write down what you eat, note how your energy feels, and measure small victories like climbing stairs without holding the railing, or standing up from a chair more easily. Every success is proof that your body is responding. The shocking truth is that seniors who take these steps not only stop muscle loss, they often rebuild muscle they thought was gone forever. I have seen patients in their late 70s gain strength, energy, and independence simply by following these principles. The choice isn't between growing old weak or staying young forever. It's between giving your body what it needs or letting it waste away. These steps are not complicated, and they don't require expensive supplements or memberships. They require only awareness, a little planning, and the courage to take action. By focusing on vegetables as your muscle-building medicine, cooking them properly, combining them smartly, timing your meals, caring for your gut, and eliminating the foods that harm you, you can turn back the clock on muscle loss. Your independence at 70, 80, even 90, depends on the decisions you make today. And the best part, you can start right now at your very next meal. Now you've heard the truth. You know that muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable, and you know exactly which vegetables can reverse it. But here's the critical moment. Some of you will nod, agree that it sounds interesting, and then go back to the same breakfast tomorrow, the same habits, the same weakness creeping in day by day, and nothing will change. But others, the action takers, will pause this video right now, write down these 8 vegetables, and make a grocery list. They will steam spinach, saute kale, simmer lima beans, and roast Brussels sprouts this very week. And they will see results: more strength, more energy, more independence. Which group are you in? I want you to tell me in the comments. Which vegetable will you try first? I read every single comment, and I will personally answer your questions. Remember, your future strength is being decided in the next 24 hours. Don't wait. Act now.